3000 cleared on at 705. 3000 cleared for the audit, runway 07.
Hello guys, it's Sensation for Aviation here, back with another video. Sorry for the lack of uploads in the past few weeks. This is due to the fact that I've been studying for exams for the past few weeks and I haven't been able to upload any videos since then. Some news has come out about the Lion Air flight that crashed into the Java Sea a few weeks back, and in today's video we're going to talk about what has speculated to have happened to the pilots and their reaction to it, and whose fault this could be at when it comes to this crash investigation. So far we know that the Lion Air 737-800 MAX was performing a flight from Jakarta to Pangal, Indonesia with 181 passengers and 8 crew members. It was climbing out of Jakarta when the aircraft reached a maximum altitude of 5,400 feet. Then lost altitude, radar contact was lost about 5 minutes northwest of Jakarta over the Java Sea. Later that day, rescue teams went out to find what was left of the aircraft, debris of the aircraft, and later they found 6 bodies and they were recovered. Obviously, when they got to the crash site, authorities state that there was no hope for the survivors. Everyone on board perished. All 181 passengers and 8 crew members all died. Many people found parts of the aircraft, like landing gear piece was found pulled out of the water, the cockpit voice recorder and the black box was found, and bits and parts of the fuselage was found floating in the water, and many other pieces of rubble, clothing and baggage and stuff like that. So over the weeks we've gotten a bit of news on what could have caused the Lion Air crash, so here it is, and what people speculate to have happened, and what the aviation authorities say could have happened. Aviation authorities say that the aircraft was having a lot of issues with the trim and the sensors to maintain altitude. These sensors had a lot of alerts in the cockpit, so a lot of stall option alerts, so the AOA sensors were going off in the cockpit, and autopilot was may have disengaged, and obviously now pilots were unable to engage the autopilot, so there was a lot of stab trim cutout issues, and obviously the switches are set to cut out, so basically the trim is automatically set by the autopilot, and the trim was trimming up the aircraft, which caused the aircraft to have probably crashed into the sea. So that's all we know about the Lion Air so far and what could have happened to the aircraft. Again, this information is not accurate, so this is only speculating. So this is only the aviation authorities speculating what could have happened to the aircraft when it was ascending to go into Pangal, Indonesia. So until then, we won't see probably much information until a year's time when we actually find out what actually happened to the Lion Air flight. So now it basically comes down to whose fault was it at. So my speculation could be the actual company of Lion Air. The reason why I don't think Boeing, obviously Boeing, when they release their aircraft, they always advertise it, and they'll obviously, when they have other air carriers buy the aircraft off them, they'll have to tell them everything about the new features that the aircraft have. So obviously that's Boeing's job to do that. So my speculation is that Lion Air didn't train their pilots correctly for these situations. The pilots weren't unable to figure out what was happening to the aircraft at the time. Because of lack of training, they weren't able to correct the aircraft, and obviously that resulted in the crash. So obviously when this news came out, we were shocked to hear of a brand new Lion Air aircraft, and why would it just crash into the ocean like that. Of course, they always talk about how new aircraft today are so reliable. You always think that an older aircraft would obviously crash because their systems are more faulty, but actually that is false, because in the past we've had a lot of new aircraft that'll have new issues arising, and pilots won't be able to know what these new issues are. So basically it comes down to a lack of not enough training. This is why a lot of the new aircraft obviously have the result in why they crash in the first place, because a lot of new issues arise, and new aircraft tend to have a lot of issues that come up when they are made. So guys, that'll wrap up today's video on the Lion Air topic. Leave me your thoughts in the comments on whose fault it was at. Was it Boeing's? Was it Lion Air themselves? Or was it the pilots and their lack of training? Please leave me your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.